The sun is out, the birds are chirping, and the open road is calling. Bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event and take that road trip you've been dreaming of. Now's the time to check out the Honda Civic and HR-V from Honda, the 2025 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value Brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
No, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. It feels good to Geico.
Yo, Trojan family, what's going on? Welcome back to the USC LAFB show here on the LAFB network. I'm your host, Ryan Dyrud. Hope everyone's staying cool out there, nice and hot. And speaking of hot, USC recruiting has been on an absolute heater. Another one potentially coming here in exactly a week, as Danny Lang will announce his future next Wednesday. But right now, I wanted to talk running backs. We haven't talked a ton about the running back position. We talked a little bit about one running back in particular who has since committed to another school. So let's get into all of it. First, USC LFB brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Make sure to check out FanDuel Sportsbook today. They have released the over-under win totals. I'm sure you've seen many of them now across social media. We've been talking about it here on USC LFB for a while now. And they have USC set at 8.5. Egregiously low, in my opinion. I think this is a potentially 10-win team. Now, it's a brutal schedule. We all know that. But anyway, you can do all that at FanDuel. I'm going to, once we get into the real dull of the offseason after spring camp here in about 3 weeks, we'll kind of dive into that win total and start doing projections and predictions of where USC can finish. As of now, based on kind of what I'm seeing from the team, I have them above that. But anyway, go put some money down, FanDuel Sportsbook, tell them USC LAFB sent you. All right, so for those that did not hear, USC's kind of priority running back target was Jeremy Adeyanju out of the state of Arizona. He just over the week, I think it was over the weekend or just before the weekend, committed to the University of Washington after a recent visit. So we'll see if USC continues pursuing in an attempt to flip him, how strong his commitment is to Washington. It just happened, so we will see. But seemingly he is off the board, at least for now. So there's obviously other running backs USC has been recruiting. It's not like quarterback where they just go one. Every other position, there's a wide net cast for a number of guys, and they can kind of, test the heat on each one and how close it is. So running back is one that they've talked to a lot of guys. There was guys early on in the process. Keeman Spiel, the number one back in the class, was kind of flirt with USC. They moved off him. I believe Noah Roberts, I believe his name is. He's the number 4 or 5 running back in the class, also out of Arizona. There was kind of some flirtation there. They kind of moved off him. Then it was Jeremiah Adeyanju. So there's been many others too that we haven't talked about. So that's what I'm going to do today. 2 running backs in particular, as we'll dive into. So, and that's sparked by today, Sam Spiegelman of Rivals basically put out a Rivals prediction, or an RPM, I guess, at this point. I don't know if it's a true expert prediction, but he moved his RPM, their recruiting prediction machine, in the USC Trojans' favor. And that is for Javon Vitale out of the state of Louisiana. Now, ranking-wise, he is not nearly as high as some of the other guys. Remember, Jeremy Adeyanju was extremely low until their re-rankings, and then he shot up them and got everyone kind of excited. Before then, everyone was kind of off. So this guy's in a similar ilk. Now, obviously, he was a part of those re-rankings, and he's still somewhat low. Currently, the 41st ranked running back in the class, but a very talented, athletic player. He's done special teams, punt return guys, real shifty, has good high-end speed, pretty good size, 5'9", 185 is what he is listed at by Rivals at the moment. So 3-star, 41st ranked in Rivals industry rankings. He's gotten or I guess I should say, according to Rivals, his other top contenders are LSU, his home school, Houston, Kentucky, Ole Miss, and then USC. When you look at just statistical, similar to Adeyanju, as I talked about before, really good production last season in his junior year. He had 3,500 all-purpose yards. So he had 1,500 rushing yards. He had 1,100 passing yards. So kind of a real dual threat quarterback kind of in a way. There are specific plays where he's passing the ball, and then 400 return yards with 49 total touchdowns last season. So definitely a guy maybe lower on the, I guess when you look at the intangibles, as how they kind of rank these guys sometimes, but extremely high in terms of productivity. So he visited USC in January and is planning to get back for the spring as well. But as of now, according to Spiegelman, he has USC as the front runner to land. So we'll see if this shift was in part because of the Adeyanju commitment to Washington. So maybe USC has kind of pushed their chips more towards Vitale. But right now he is somewhat looking like the leader in this running back room. And again, probably only one running back in this class, more than likely. They could take two, just because there's the chance they could lose two this next offseason with both Wayman Jordan and King Miller potentially going to the draft. So then you would like to replace those two with recruits, but if you have to, you can do one in the portal as well. So could be two, likely one. But Javon Vitale trending for USC. Last thing on him, when you think about rank and size, like I said, 5'9", 185, 41st ranked running back. When you look at the 2025 class, and a guy that is now starting to turn heads in spring camp. I've talked about him as my kind of sleeper on this team that could end up having a pretty high impact from the running back room, and that's Riley Wormley. Remember, Wormley, 5'9", 180. He was the 46th ranked running back in the 2025 class as a 3-star out of the state of Texas. Got injured his senior year. We didn't see him hardly at all last year, even in practice because of the injury until late in the season when he flashed in a couple games. And now in spring camp, looking like he can be a true threat, especially in the passing game. So I'm not saying Vitale is the same player as Wormley, but just because the ranking is low, this is a guy that can have an impact. The running back position speaks for itself. We have a JUCO kid and a walk-on as your two starters that could be the best running backs in the Big Ten. So, with running back specifically, I wouldn't worry as much about the ranking, especially with how Anthony Jones has proven to be an elite developer of talent. So that's on Vitale. The other one to keep an eye on is Caden Way out of Georgia. Now, Caden Way, 5'11", 190. He is the 16th ranked running back on Rivals industry rankings. And he has been high on USC's list. Talks about Coach Jones messaging him all the time, calling him all the time. Currently, he has 2 spring visits with LSU and Tennessee, and he has set up 3 official visits with Louisville, Ohio State, and Oregon. He has not yet visited USC once. Obviously from Georgia, a little tougher to do, all the way from the East Coast, but speaks, and this is according to 24/7 Sports, really wants to get out, has not seen the Coliseum, has not seen the new facilities, but mentions that development piece as a huge reason why he wants to get out here, visit, and really see if USC is the place for him. The whole King Miller story last year, I think bodes extremely well for running back recruiting. It bodes extremely well for a lot of things. Obviously for King Miller, obviously for this USC Trojans team, but I think for the future, because it tells fans one things and it tells recruits one things. It tells recruits, hey, you're going to get developed here and you're going to have an opportunity no matter who you are. Come, work your butt off, ball out, and you're going to get on that football field. Because remember, King Miller, ended up becoming the starter because of injury, because of both Jordan and Sanders. But before they were injured, he was still getting some reps. Like he still broke a couple plays earlier on before they got injured. And that's why there was a lot of confidence in him, even with the media and the fan base, because we had seen him pop a couple off. he was getting reps as a walk-on. So it proves to recruits, you're going to come in here, work your butt off. You're going to get the opportunity no matter who you are, what you're ranked, what age you are. 2, it tells recruits, you're going to get developed. Look at this kid was a walk-on, and now he is the talk of the town, the talk of the country in terms of elite running backs that came out of nowhere. Will be one of the best stories in college football, depending on the year he has this year and depending on when he ends up going into the draft. That could be a 5-star kid or clearly a walk-on. And you have that ability with Anthony Jones, with Lincoln Riley, and with USC to take that to the next level. And for fans, it kind of tells you, we don't got to worry about the running back position. I don't care what the services say in stars. I don't care about the size, this. Like, that position is going to be just okay no matter who's back there because they find the right guys for the system. They're able to fill either through the portal or with recruiting. And we've seen how great at developing Anthony Jones is, dating all the way back to his days in Memphis. The dude just develops great running backs. So it tells a big story, and King Miller's at the forefront of that now for the future of the program. But in terms of Caden Way, definitely we'll try to get here out for a visit, and his versatility, he can run downhill, he can bounce it outside, truly kind of a 3-down back in the terms of the modern day running back. Not all of them are 3-down backs. He surely is. So he's narrowing down things. He says to 24/7 he wants to get his top 5 and then do spring visits and then commit around July. And he says he definitely wants to visit USC. And that's probably the main thing I got to do because I haven't been down there yet ever since I got the offer. So hearing that makes me think USC's probably in the top 5, seeming that he wants to create his top 5 and then iron out all his visits from those top 5. And he hasn't even been to USC. So this is another good one to watch, and we'll see where it plays out. So Javon Vitale, Caden Way, right now kind of feel like potentially your top running back targets for USC. Again, will they take 1? Will they take 2? I lean 1, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did end up taking 2, depending how the other positions shake out. So there's the latest on the running back position. Drop your comments below. Let me know your thoughts on these 2 young men and how they could fit. And if there's anyone else out there you would love to see the Trojans pursue within this class in terms of the running back position. So, it's a deep position with a lot of good players that I think running back's a hard one to truly, I think, rank, especially when you see guys with just insane production with low stars. So it is what it is. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Thank you. Hit that like and subscribe button here all week, as always, on USC LAFB. Everyone have a great rest of your evening. And as always, fight on.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count, with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
No, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. It feels good to Geico.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.